SKiddy, Kansas, situated on the border between Morris and Geary counties, was founded in 1869 by settlers from Pennsylvania and New Jersey, organized by W.E. Tomlinson. Today, it stands as a ghost town. When the Missouri, Kansas, and Texas Railway arrived, the town was named after Francis SKiddy, a New York investor who funded the railroad. SKiddy agreed to build the town hall for the community in exchange for having the town named after him. The railroad line stretched from Junction City in the north to Parsons, Kansas in the south. SKiddy became the first train station south of Junction City, with a water tower built there due to the steep grades both north and south of the town. In its inaugural year, SKiddy had just one general store, built by Joseph R. College, and a post office established in November. Francis SKiddy, a railroad mogul from New York who oversaw the Tebow and Neosho Railroad branch's northern extension, was honored with the town's name. Francis SKiddy was a former Union Pacific Railroad magnate. In March 1879, the citizens of the small town changed its name to Camden, as Francis SKiddy had never fulfilled his promise to build a town hall. The town grew slowly, and by the early 1880s, it still only had a single general store and a population of about 120 people. The Baptists, who were prevalent in SKiddy and the surrounding area, finished constructing a frame church in 1882. In August 1883, the town reverted to its original name, SKiddy, due to the abundance of other towns named Camden across the country. By the turn of the century, SKiddy featured a hotel, a couple of general stores, express and telegraph offices, and a money order post office. The population in 1910 was 90. The town didn't grow any further, and its post office closed on October 31, 1953. Today, SKiddy is a ghost town with just a few residents and a handful of abandoned buildings. SKiddy was served for many years by the Missouri, Kansas, and Texas Railway, and the grain elevator next to the train tracks is still there. The old 1882 Baptist church, which later became the post office, also remains. Just to the west, hidden by a grove of trees, is a building that appears to have once been a school, but its purpose could not be verified. About 8 miles to the northwest of White City is SKiddy. In eastern Riley County, the ghost town of Bala, Kansas, lies. In the spring of 1862, A.D. Phelps made his home on the fork of Timber Creek, remaining the sole settler in the area for years. Come March 1870, Reverend R. Gwesson Jones and James Hughes Jenkins toured Riley County, purchasing a significant amount of land from the Kansas Pacific Railroad Company for $2.50 an acre, with the aim of founding a Welsh settlement. Jones, who arrived from Wales in 1867, served as the pastor of the Welsh Congregational Church in Utica, New York. Together with his associates, he formed the Welsh Land and Emigration Society of America. Their aim was to create a settlement in Kansas because numerous Welsh farmers had recently faced eviction from their lands by Tory landlords. James Jenkins, a fellow Welshman, immigrated to the United States in 1868 and settled in Kansas in 1869, becoming part of the Welsh community at Arvonia in Osage County, Kansas. Jenkins brought the first batch of settlers to the colony in July 1870 after accepting the position of local agent for the Welsh Land and Emigration Society. Initially, the settlers named their community Y Bala Wyn Powys, after a town in North Wales. By the time of the 1870 federal census, the settlement was established, with 23 individuals from Wales having arrived. Jenkins also held various roles over time, including serving as a notary public, selling insurance, and running drugstores and banks in both Bala and nearby Leonardville. Min Hafren wrote to the editor of the Manhattan Standard on September 13, 1870, stating that fuel for Manhattan and other towns would soon be available from the Powys Coal Company. However, the promising coal vein discovered near Bala didn't turn out to be as valuable as expected. Soon after, the settlers faced challenges in finding enough water. As a result, they relocated 2 miles west, closer to an excellent spring. They formally founded the town of Bala in 1871, and on February 24, 1871, Roland Davies's General Shop opened a post office. The original Timber Creek post office was replaced as postmaster by Roland Davies. On July 30th, 1871, the southern portion of Milford Township was divided to become Bala Township. In its early days, several churches were founded, including the Welsh Calvinist, an English Methodist Episcopal, and a Congregational church, Welsh and English. James Sharpless built the first cheese factory in the area in 1876. Sharpless also owned a general shop in Bala. While her husband, James Jenkins, maintained a pharmacy, Mrs. Jenkins oversaw another general business. During that period, there were also a hotel, shoe store, harness shop, and blacksmith shop. The town flourished until the construction of the Kansas Central Railway through nearby Leonardville in 1881, which led to a decline in business. Another setback came in 1882 when a tornado nearly wiped out the town. In 1887, the Chicago and Rock Island Railroad laid tracks 1.5 miles southwest of the village, and the station was named Bala City. As a result, much of the town relocated closer to the tracks. The Presbyterian Church was constructed in 1890. In 1903, Bala experienced another tornado, and by 1910, its population stood at 100. During the Great Depression, the Bala City Depot was shut down, and the newly constructed county road bypassed both Bala and Bala City. With the expansion of Fort Riley to the town's outskirts in the 1960s, the village gradually faded away. The Bala School ceased operations in 1964, and the post office shuttered its doors on March 25, 1966. Currently, Bala retains little beyond a handful of rugged houses and the deteriorating Presbyterian Church. Nonetheless, a stone-arched railroad bridge, one of Kansas' largest, stands in Bala Heritage Park, situated southeast of the town. Bala sits approximately 25 miles northwest of Manhattan, Kansas.